Last year, I reviewed the 20-inch and the 21-inch hard side carry-on from Quince, and we absolutely loved them. In fact, I put the 20-inch carry-on in my top suitcases of the year video. So that's pretty awesome. Their cases have been durable, very lightweight, it has compression, and it's extremely, extremely affordable. But then I was beyond excited when I saw that Quince came out with an expandable version. Because if you're anything like me and like to shop on a trip, you know that having the expansion feature is very nice to have towards the end of your trip. And to be honest, it's really hard to find a lightweight, expandable bag with compression. I'm telling you, not a lot of them exist. There's a lot that expand, but they don't have compression, or a lot that have compression, but they don't expand. So this is a little bit of a gem, in my opinion, when it comes to international sized carry-ons. I'm going to show you everything inside and out so you can see all of the details. I will measure it and weigh it in person. And of course, I will pack it at the end of the video so that you can see what it holds. And yes, of course, we will expand it so you can see really how much more you can buy. We will be doing the packing portion with things I would pack for a trip, but of course, featuring the compression cubes from Quince as well. So this is the bag, you guys, and I got it in this green color. Back when I reviewed Quince the first time, they only had tan and black, but now they have this deeper evergreen color and a blue color as well. So they've expanded their colors and I love it. So I'm gonna show you everything in a second, but the thing that stands out to me the most about this bag is the price. You can get this 20-inch expandable for only $139. Making that one of the most affordable pieces of luggage that I will ever review on this channel. I don't always review cheap luggage because I want you to get something that's going to last, and this is definitely the most affordable piece that I can find that's actually really good. So the expandable does come in two sizes. This is the 20-inch, which is going to be really good for international travel. And then they do have the 21-inch expandable as well, which is a little bit better for US domestic air travel. And then of course they have two checked versions, the 24-inch and the 27-inch. So let's get the measurements and the weight out of the way before I give you the full tour of the bag. Now this is when we are going to measure the outside of the bag. We will measure the inside of the bag a little bit later. So including the wheels and the handles, it is about 22 inches tall. I would maybe say even about 21 3/4. The depth without expansion is 9, and we will measure it again once we have packed it and expanded it. And then the width, including this handle here, is just about 14 inches. Now the weight is 6.6 pounds. And that's actually a very good weight when it comes to hard-sided luggage, especially that is expandable. Now, the 20-inch that isn't expandable is just under 6 pounds, making it one of the lightest pieces of luggage that I own that is of a normal size. And then the capacity of the bag is 40 liters, but then when expanded, you actually get 48 liters instead. All right, so let's go ahead and do the full tour, and we will start, of course, with the outside. So this is a full polycarbonate shell, and it's very lightweight, like we just said. And you guys, it is very scratch resistant. I do love the horizontal lines that Quince has. Every brand tends to have a little bit of a different design, and theirs are still horizontal, but they just kind of stagger a little bit, which I think is really cute. And then you turn it to the side and it continues, and then you turn it to the back and it continues as well. But then this side is just more plain. So the color you choose is going to be everywhere, but it is going to have black details. You've got the zipper, the handles, the wheels, everything else is going to be black. You've got your side handle right here, which is really flexible, and of course one on top as well. And then you have this handle right here that has the button on top and has multiple different heights depending on what's comfortable for you. Gotta give it the shake test. Feels great. And no, there's not a handle on the bottom. Now on this bag, the TSA lock is on top as opposed to the side. Obviously you can just set your combination here, and then when you want to open it, you just push the numbers, slide it, and it pops right off. These are YKK zippers, of course, which are the best. And then as for the wheels, these are 360-degree Japanese Hinomoto wheels, which are the best wheels you can get on a suitcase. So right away, you guys can see that it has the great polycarbonate shell, it has the YKK zippers, it has the Japanese spinner wheels, yet you're still getting it for a fraction of the cost of all of the other bags that have these features. And then most importantly, the difference between this bag and the other bags is that it has the expandable zipper. So you have the normal zipper on top that I already showed you that's locked, and then you have this other zipper that goes all the way around. So there you can see it. So now let's go ahead and open it up, and you guys can see here, if you remember what the inside of the other Quince bags looks like, this one actually looks a little bit different. So you have your compression side right here. We'll go over that in just a minute, but this is what's a little bit new. So you do have a zipper all the way around that, of course, then you have all of this packing space. But now you actually have 2 zippered mesh compartments instead, which is great for extra organization. And of course, the compression side, which we love, it does have 2 horizontal buckles here. And it does have the compression pad. The compression pad does have this zipper with the mesh, so you can pack stuff in there if you wanted to. And then on the back, it's just plain. And then you do have the inside spot here. Of course, this is the spot where the handles are. And in this little pouch is the laundry bag. It actually is attached with a snap, but of course you can just unsnap it. And this is the size, which is really great while you're traveling. And it does have a zipper as opposed to something cinched. And what I want to do now before we pack it is actually check out all of the measurements of the interior. The exterior measurements are important in terms of which airline you can bring this on, but the interior measurements are important in terms of what we can pack inside. Now, this one is going to be interesting because it is expandable. So right now the expansion zipper is not open, but you can still see how much more space we're getting on this side. So when we look at actual width wise, we do have just shy of 14 inches, and it's going to be the same on this side. And then when it comes to length, we do have 20 inches, which is why it's called the 20-inch carry-on. It's not because of the outside, it's because of the inside. Now we'll open up this side, which is the front of the bag, and your depth is more like 4. So the depth here without being expanded is just about 4.5. And then when I expand it up, it's actually just shy of 6 inches, which is incredible. And then of course we have to do the shoe test. I always use one of Brian's size 13 shoes, but I can't seem to find one today. He must be wearing them. So I'm going to use my son's size 12 shoe instead. It's quite obviously going to fit on this side because it's the larger side. So let's go ahead and put it in on this side. Yeah, can totally fit a large sized men's shoe. So now I'm going to go ahead and pack this bag using the compression cubes from Quince and a whole bunch of other stuff to show you exactly what it can hold. And then we will put more stuff in it to expand it. Okay, so I have packed this bag with more than enough stuff for a trip. And I'm talking a 1-week trip, a 2-week trip, 3-week trip, a long trip, anything. This bag holds so much stuff, and there's still so much more space, and we have yet to expand it. So let me open up this compression side, pull the pad over, and I will show you that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the compression cubes from Quince in here, which is incredible. Now, do you need this many packing cubes? Absolutely not, but I'm proving a point here to show you what it holds. This largest one here, I've got this more medium-sized one here. I'm gonna put this little small guy here. I've got this long one that I can put here, and this long skinny one that I can put here, and I still have space. you guys. It's awesome. Now, if I didn't want to put all of these on one side, that's okay. I can still put some of them on this side as well. So speaking of this side, I've got all this stuff. One pair of women's size 11 shoes, another pair of sandals. I have a whole makeup bag with all of my makeup and non-liquid toiletries, a flat iron, and a travel umbrella. Now I just filled this up with a whole bunch of random stuff, you guys. Obviously whatever you want to pack with, you can pack with, but I try to just use normal things to show you guys when I do these examples during my reviews. So let me go ahead and compress this down and close it to just kind of show you guys that everything fits with it not expanded. Super, super easy. And then now let's fill it up with some other stuff and expand it. Now there's tons of different reasons why you would expand something on your trip. Maybe you started off somewhere cold and you're wearing a bunch of winter gear, and then you ended up somewhere warmer, so you want to pack your winter gear. Or maybe you're like me and you just buy a lot of stuff on a trip. So let's do a little bit of both when it comes to the expansion, okay? Let's go ahead and put a jacket in there and some stuff that I would have bought. So I just did the expansion zipper, you can see right here, and we can definitely still make use of the compression, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm actually gonna put this cube in this side now. Still have more room on that side, by the way. I haven't filled that up. And let's put this really nice wool jacket in there. So what I'm going to do now is use a couple different things as an example of something you might buy and therefore need to expand your luggage. When I was in Peru, I bought this alpaca blanket, and I'm going to put that right there on top. And then when I was in Albania, I bought this rug, so I'm going to put that on top as well. And you guys know most of the time when I use an example of buying things, those are the examples that I use because I did have to fit these in a carry-on bag when I bought them. So I've put them in there, I've compressed them down. The zipper is expanded, as you can see. Oh my gosh, there's so much room. I could still do even more. That was so easy. Look at that. Now I promised you guys that I was going to measure it when it is expanded, so let me do that. The depth is about 10 3/4 now, as opposed to the 9 inches it was earlier. Now I know a lot of you guys are going to talk about the fact that this depth has made it bigger than sometimes what airlines can allow, but if you pack it like this on the way home, try to get all the way through the gate with it expanded, and absolute worst case, they have you check it at the gate, and that's okay because you're on your way home. I never like checking bags on the way there because if the airline loses your bag, it could be hard to catch up with you and you need your stuff for your trip. But if you're on the way home, it will eventually get sent to your house, which is no big deal. Of course, I do have a link down below if you are interested in this bag or the packing cubes. And I will also link my original Quince video where I review the 20 and the 21 inch that are not expandable. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed to this channel so that I can help you travel often and pack well like I do. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.